Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the very first Empire of Eternia live stream. To the very first Empire of Eternia live stream. And this, I guess it won't be our first, but it'll be our Empire News live stream, our very first one. And I am so sorry that I'm having a little bit of confusion now. I have a little tiny cat that is running around. So I had to say hi to her and keep her happy. But actually wanted to start up a little bit of music to get our live stream going before we get onto the news. So we have some national news today and we have some international news. So we're going to discuss, and anybody that joins in, please feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me get into the discussion with you. All right, to start us off, we have, let me turn that down a little bit so it's not killing anybody's ears. All right, to start us off, we have some news about the Kilauea volcano that's hit Hawaii. If you don't know, there was a volcano eruption on the island of Hawaii. This was pretty big news. The lava from the volcano is actually moving slow enough that you can walk away from it at a pretty brisk pace. So it's not very fast. It's just damaging hurting a lot of people's lives and disrupting them. They're even calling for evacuation of the island, at least certain parts of it. And just a terrible thing that's happened in Hawaii. As well, one of the more dangerous things about it is that with all the pressure building up, they're saying that it could potentially create eruptions that are shooting boulders about the size of refrigerators. So that's a really scary thing. Continuing on, the pounds of it, and if that's, let me go fix Uno real quick. She's crying for me, so I gotta go and help her. Okay. Sorry for the jump away. I'm back, and I am ready to continue our discussion. Continuing on, besides that, Hawaiian officials are asking President Donald Trump, to declare this a national emergency, to declare it a major disaster. So that would be big news for Hawaii, and hopefully it would get them a lot of help. Hopefully it would get FEMA involved and could help to quicken up the process for actually developing some solutions for their problems, and to hopefully help people rebuild, because that's a really big thing that they're in need of right now. And Hawaiian officials are begging visitors to keep their travel plans. So if you or anybody else is planning to go to Hawaii, it's always a beautiful vacation spot. Please make sure that you keep your plans to help them economically and to show your support for them. They really need it right now. So to continue on to our second piece of international news, Israel and Syria are attacking each other right now after Trump has backed out of the Iran nuclear deal. So that's a pretty big issue that the Middle East is dealing with right now. In Syria, some Iranian military installations had ended up striking Israel. They ended up having to retaliate. And, well, I guess not having to, but ended up choosing to retaliate and to strike what they believe are Iranian military installations in Syria. So there's been a big back and forth over the past week or so of these bombings, of these attacks on neighboring countries, and it's just building up tensions. This all being after President Donald Trump had backed out of the nuclear deal. And it's just bringing a lot of questions into the Middle East as to whether things are going to be all right, how long things are going to continue in sort of a dangerous fashion like they are, and ultimately how much damage these attacks are going to cost, whether they're going to be something that's resolved fairly quickly or whether it's going to be something that could drag on for years. So this is definitely a big moment in the history of Middle Eastern conflicts. So to get on to a little bit of positive international news, The leaders of North and South Korea have come together for a peace summit. It is the very first one since 1953. The very first time a North Korean leader, in fact, has stepped over the demilitarized zone and into South Korean territory since 1953. So this is a huge step forward for peace in the Korean Peninsula and hopefully trying to bring denuclearization to the peninsula as well, because that has allies like um, Japan and China and the United States, everyone who's involved in the region, uh, just taking a sigh of relief because nuclear weapons. Sorry about that. Nuclear weapons in the area are just a terrible force, something that's absolutely devastating to people and constantly keeping them in a state of fear and a state of panic as to what can happen next. Um, Continuing on, though, um, Kim Jong Un ended up stepping into Korean territory and then offered South Korean President Moon Jae-in to step into North Korean territory, in which he openly accepted and happily accepted. So that's also a huge monumental moment where both the North Korean leader stepped into South Korea and the South Korean leader stepped into North Korean territory, which opens up this idea of a unified Korea, of a place that is broken of boundaries sought forth by these two great leaders. So it's really an admirable day for the people of Korea and for the people of the world to watch two very bitter rivals come together and shake hands and say that we can get past our differences and that we can create a better future for our people. Um, and this was especially marked by something that North Korean leader Kim Jong Un actually wrote in his in the visitors ledger in the what they call the Peace House, which is in the demilitarized zone, which is for the signing of documents and things like that, which hasn't been used for a very long time, unfortunately. However, when he was there, he visited. He wrote in the visitors book, "A new history begins now, and an age of peace at the starting point of history." And those are just breathtaking words to think that uh, a people who have been so unfortunate and so um, fought in strife against each other and in struggle have been able to come together and been able to settle their differences and hopefully for the long term and for forever. It truly feels like the future when you can see entire decades of conflict coming to an end and people shaking hands and being friends and saying that the future isn't about war and it isn't about conflict and it isn't about who can take the most from each other, but it's about coming together and creating something that was better than the two sides were before. So that's just a beautiful thing that I think has happened. And I'm really proud to say that I was alive during its creation and during its starting events. Um, so as well, continuing that, the North and South Korean leaders talked about having a denuclearization summit, and that's something. Nope, not doing it. Not doing it. Not getting this ad right here. Everybody, they're trying to throw ads in, and I'm not having it. I'm honestly not having it. I have this copyrighted music up, and they're trying to throw these ads in, and I get them. I feel them. I feel the ad need, but not on my stream. I can't do it on my stream. So, um, this talk of denuclearization by North and South Korea has led to the decision to have a denuclearization summit, and that'll actually be held in Singapore on June 12th. And that's something that our U.S. President Donald Trump will be visiting and will be taking part in to hopefully have things settled for the future and hopefully to be a part of this ongoing history that's happening. That is truly a beautiful event in world history. And like I said, I'm just excited about it. I don't think anybody I mean, even a year ago, even months ago, would have thought or would have bet on their life that the North Korean leader would just out of nowhere, and not really seemingly not out of nowhere. It's been something coming, but would have the courage and have the strength to say, I'm not going to put up a fight anymore. I'm not going to cause any more conflict. I'm not going to shy away from what needs to be done anymore. I'm going to walk forward into the future. And I think it's a lesson for all of us, on both sides, on every side, to just try our best to come together and to make things better for our uh, better for our own future. It's something that's absolutely important and absolutely necessary for the entire world. That goes out of our world news topics, and into our national news. So, in our very own national news, there's a lot going on. As you can see, we have a very new setup. It is not super bright in here, so that's a little bit of a problem, but those lighting issues will be fixed soon. As of right now, this is sort of a temporary setup for our initial final setup. And I actually want to angle this down a little bit to show you that we have this new setup. We have our desk, and we have our paper, and we have our microphone that will be coming in handy so that all of you can hear me. We also have our nice wall behind us like we had before, but this one will definitely be a lot closer, and hopefully you'll be able to see when I put up the things that we had before: the flag, the banner for the Empire of Eternia, our national animal, and our citizen count. Right now we are up to over 50 citizens. I believe we have 56 citizens, which is a crazy thing to me. I started this channel a few months ago, and I didn't believe we'd be here by now. I've started channels in the past that have only gotten 10, 12 subscribers, something like that, and have just died off. And it means a lot that everybody's sticking around and that we're growing and that we're finding a community that really believes in us and that we can work for and that we can move forward for. So it's absolutely a great thing to see, and I'm honored for it. I can't wait till we reach 100. I can't wait till we reach 1,000. It's incredible. And I just wanted to tell everybody thank you on camera, because I didn't last time, and it was a video that I did before where we had hit it and I just didn't talk about it. So I need to to say it now. Thank you all so much for the subscriber count, and please keep the love coming. Please make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to show us all of your love, and to definitely be a part of the Empire, because that's what we need. We need to see your face. We need to know who you are. We need to hear your thoughts. We need to see everything that it is that makes you you, and that you can give to this nation to make it better and to make it a part of you and to make you a part of it. So sincerely, thank you. And I can't wait to see what the future brings for all of us in hopefully a brighter world and a happier tomorrow. In continuation, nope, in continuation, no ads is the thing. In continuation, the Empire of Eternia is um, no ads on our free music channels is specifically the thing. Specifically, no ads on free music channels that we're trying to jam to during live streams. It's a very specific new cultural icon, but it is something important in Eternia. Just to throw it out there. So. Um, as well, talking about the new set, we have some additions to our set that we weren't able to have in our last setup, and hopefully we're going to try and keep through our new setups. So we have, it's a little bit hard to see. I'm going to try and see if I can get a little bit of better light on it. Not doing great. So we have what we are calling our cultural corner, our cool corner, our national corner, whatever you'd like to call it. I think it's going to be our cultural corner. Our cultural corner here has a little bit of everything in it. And I'd like to do an entire video that's specifically dedicated to our cultural corner and our setup. But we definitely have a new setup, and I'm going to get lighting in here that fixes it a little better and go over each and every part, so that everybody can see it and everybody can be excited about it. But please let us know if you want to send us anything for our wall and to help us to set everything up for our new setup here and to carry on into future setups. If you have any drawings that you do, if you have any setups that you do, as far as, hey, what's going on? We have our very first viewer. Definitely say hi in the comments. I'm definitely loving to see we have a viewer. I was just talking about that we are setting up our very new setup. We're getting our new set together, and right now we need stuff for our background wall. So if you have anything you'd like to send us, if you're an artist, if you just have something about Eternia that you like, definitely send it to our email that's in the description, and we will throw it up on the wall. I'll print it out, I'll get it all set up, and you can have your name on a piece of Eternia. Continuing on though, soon I'm going to be going to the beach. So, oh, thank you very much for the like. It means a lot. Definitely make sure to talk to us and let us know what's going on and how your day is going. But I'm going to be going to the beach soon. That's going to be a big deal because I'm trying to set out for my seasteading stuff as well, which we're going to get into in a second. But also because I want to add some cool stuff to the cultural corner over here. I know you can't see it too well, and I'm sorry about that. I'm hoping to do a video specifically on the cultural corner and to talk about the whole set in general. So stay tuned for that because the lighting's not ideal right now, but we're making it work for our initial setup. Um, but when I get cool stuff from the beach, whether it's a cool like a sand dollar, whether it's a seashell, whether it's a jellyfish, something like that. Hey, what's going on, guys? And I didn't mean a jellyfish; I meant a starfish. Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you very much for watching. Please make sure to send us a comment. Let us know you're here. Talk to us. Let us know what's going on. Um, what I was just talking about is trying to go to the beach, trying to get cool stuff for the cultural corner. And we're having an ad in our music, which I'm trying to get off because it is not the best for our free music channel. So, as well, another thing to talk about is we are having new science equipment, which is super cool. If you guys like our other Attorney in Science videos, we are going to get a whole bunch more. We're going to get a whole bunch of cool stuff. Already, we have 2 microwave oven transformers, which I want to show you guys because you can make cool electromagnets out of them that can pick up like hundreds of pounds. It's insane. As well, we have pressure reading equipment, which is going to be crazy because we can do a whole lot of extreme pressure tests. We can do things creating like new forms of elements, getting gases into liquid states, like liquid hydrogen, doing things like that. It can show the difference between pressure and temperature and just do a lot of really cool experiments on the channel. So that'll help out a lot. As well, we have furnace equipment that'll be sort of like a kiln. So we can melt iron, melt metals, melt aluminum, make really cool stuff for the seasteading stuff, make really cool stuff for continued inventions and continued projects and continued setups for lasers and all that cool stuff. It's going to be helped by the furnace. So that'll be really exciting. Like I said, with the pressure stuff, we'll as well be able to sort of tamper with metals and do things like that. So there will be a lot of cool stuff coming in the works for Attorney in Science. And one sort of spoiler for what I want to do with the science stuff, I want to make an interferometer. So I've been working with lasers for a little bit, as we've started to see on the channel, and I want to bring up more stuff in lasers and as well start to delve into other stuff because I work in electronics and all that kind of stuff too. But for that sort of stuff, I really want to get into creating an interferometer as either our next video or our next one after that, dealing with our science stuff. So essentially what that would allow us to do is to take really accurate measurements of things because it works on the movement of a laser beam. So if you've ever seen things about gravitational waves or about star systems and things like that, and how we track measurements for really, really tiny things or really, really far away things, that's how we do it, is interferometry. And I want to build one of those. So I'm really excited about it, and I hope you guys get excited about it too. On to our third piece of national news. We are talking about seasteading. Um, as of so far, we had a single video, maybe 2 videos now, of our seasteading attempts where we had essentially 2 cat litter boxes that were tied up together and some bottles around them. And that held pretty well. I was able to get about half of my weight onto it. And the exciting thing is now we have doubled that. We have 4 cat litter boxes. We have a whole bunch of cans and not cans, but bottles, plastic bottles and plastic containers and things like that floating around the sides that are all tied and making a big raft. And that will be very soon to be able to carry my weight. And I'm trying to skip this ad because fuck me. But I'm trying to get it to hold my weight, and I have it now to almost that point. It's almost holding my weight. And I can't wait to show you guys. I want to build this thing, I want to finish it up, and I want that to be our first big landmark for our seasteading adventures. That is going to be an incredible thing to be able to have it hold my weight, then to be able to take entire videos of us just going around on the raft and hopefully building it up. A long-term goal for this project is going to definitely be having the local government here, the macro national government in the city where I live, actually sign off on me creating this island and trying to find it a more permanent home. Because if we set this up right, it can be a really cool ecological island, which if we put it in a bay or an estuary, can actually grow plants in it. And we can weight it down with some weight so that it stays in the same position in the bay or the estuary or some place where essentially we could one day drift it out into the ocean, which would be really crazy and really exciting. But for now, it'd be a saltwater area. Hey, what's going on, third viewer? Definitely say hi in the comments, and thank you so much for watching. Um, but anyway, so what we are talking about is trying to get that set up, trying to have it essentially where we take all of this, these plants and create it and to make it an established island and just continue to build on it, have it in one spot where we can continue to make this big floating mass, continue to put plastic bottles underneath, continue to make it able to carry more and more, grow the size of the island, and eventually build structures on it. Do things like housing, do things like farming, do things like water desalination, essentially to be able to turn saltwater into drinking water and being able to make it a more sustainable island altogether. Then we're going to take that and we're going to have it run out into the ocean. So that'll be a really crazy, exciting thing that will be continuing onto our seasteading adventures. Um, so going on from that, once we can get that essentially established with our macronational government, that'll be a great thing because we could start doing things potentially monetarily as far as trying to do tours, trying to do um, little events like that, having people on board, having people more dedicated to trying to build it up and trying to get it going. So that's going to be really cool. And not only that, I want you guys to help think of what to name this raft. I haven't even thought of that yet, and I've been really trying to think on it a little bit. I don't want to name it anything myself, though. I would like you guys to try and name it for me and for our nation because it's something that's a landmark thing. It's something that, as time goes on, will be the first bastion of Eternia, the first actual piece of land that we own. So naming the initial raft that it is built from will be an amazing piece of our history and will be something that goes down in the book. So definitely be thinking about it and definitely let me know your comments and your thoughts about what the name of that should be. So continue on this. Imperial records. We haven't talked about this in a little bit, but we are definitely continuing on our imperial records. Right now, we have my one imperial record that still has not been broken. I'm excited about it, that I've been able to keep my place in the imperial record books, but I'm asking all of you to continue and throw your hat in the ring. I know Scab at one point, he's a continued viewer of the channel and he did comments on stuff a lot. So if you haven't seen Scab in the community, definitely tell him what's up. He's a cool guy. He has been talking about trying to go fishing really soon, which is a big thing in Eternia. We have a couple videos on Eternian fishing, and it's a big deal to us. It's part of our culture. And he wants to set the first Eternian fishing record, which will be a big contested thing and which will be something exciting that hopefully we can get awards and trophies out for at some point. But he wants to set the first record, so I'm excited about that. And if he doesn't, I'm definitely throwing my hat in the ring. So we're gonna have a rivalry for sure on that. Um, but as well, continuing on that, I want to see what new records you guys have. I am wanting to submit a new one that I'm hopefully going to do a video on pretty soon, which will be the largest rubber band ball in Eternia. So you guys are going to have to watch and see and check that out. But that's what I'm hoping for, is to be able to create a really large rubber band ball and have that set as a bastion, as a record. And I'm going to, as a bastion, I don't know why I keep saying a bastion, but a record. And I want to set it back here on our cultural um, corner. And what I'm hoping to do is at some point, I want to take what's on our cultural corner and update it. So if I end up getting a PO box or something like that, where you guys could send me cool stuff, what I'm hoping to do is eventually get a setup where you can send me different things from your records. So if you end up making a larger rubber band ball than I do, and you end up submitting that, I will replace my rubber band ball with your rubber band ball because it is the leading rubber band ball in Eternia. And if you wanted to continue it, you could always get it back, or you could just make your mark and keep going in your next one. Whatever it is that you end up wanting to submit, we want to have. We want to see it here. We want to have it proud for everyone to know about in the Empire and in the world. So that just about concludes it for our episode of Empire News, our very first live streamed episode of Empire News. And I really appreciate you guys watching. I know it's definitely a little bit late for everybody. As of right now, it's 10:17 by my clock. But it means a lot that you watch. It means a lot that you keep up with us. And I'm excited to see where we go for the summer and for the rest of the Empire, because it seems crazy. It seems like we're building up really quickly, and I think we're going to have a blast. I think there's going to be a lot more videos to come. We have a little bit more difficulty right now because whereas I used to have the high quality 4K camera, which I was in love with, that was something rented by my school. And since I'm not in school right now, I can't use it. So as of right now, we're working with the phone and the laptop. I'm on the laptop right now, which has a little bit lower quality, but um, I'm sacrificing for the ability to do the live streams. So definitely thank you guys so much for watching. Please keep updated with us. Please keep checking us out. And I will see you next time, all my fellow Eternians and all my newcomers. I appreciate it so much. And like I said, please keep up with me. Please let me know how you're doing. I want to see all of your smiling faces in the next video. Bye, guys.